Top of the day to you. This is Esther Davis. We're in a very, very special place today. I'm at the Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church on North Washington in Dallas, Texas. In fact, right behind me is a picture of their pastor, the Pastor Curtis W. Wallace, and they're celebrating their 76th anniversary. But that's only part of the reason that we're here. The other part is to celebrate a very special conference that's going on today. And I understand from some of the leaders and the chairman that it's going to continue throughout the year. So we got the other Michael Irving in our city to just come on in. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Just fine.
Thanks for letting us just barge into your facility here today and the conference that you have going on.
Fine.
Great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
What is your role in this important conference?
Well, I am the president of the Pilgrim Rest Baptist Church, and so I guess I'm the host president.
Well, that would probably be right. Okay. We've got people here from how many states?
I think they're from all over the state of Texas. There might be some, which is our national presidents from Kansas City. So there are some from out of the state of Texas.
So you have your national president here from Kansas City? Wow. We're going to keep our voices up because we know there's a lot of audio, but we're in a building, we're on location, so you know how that goes. But it's a very important conference for us, so thanks for dropping by. Can we speak to Pastor Wallace, you think, before we leave?
He's on his way.
He's on his way. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. I'm going to look for the national president who's here from Kansas City. His name, and I've met him before. He is Mr. Lawton from Kansas City, Missouri. How you doing, sir? There you are.
Hi, Esther. How are you? So good to see you
So
again.
good to see you.
All right.
Why don't you just buy a second home down here, and we'll keep it real nice and secure for you, because I saw you a couple of weeks ago, didn't I?
Well, actually, I'm from Dallas. I was born here, but I grew up in Kansas City. I still have family here, and so I'm here very often. And as a matter of fact, the guys here at Pilgrim Rest, they say when I'm in Dallas that this is my second church home.
Your second church home.
Right. But I'm delighted to be here in this important conference that's going on here today. I flew in last night from Jacksonville, Florida, where we had another conference going on connected with our National Baptist Convention.
What are your duties as president?
My duties as president of the Brotherhood is really to kind of help garner men across the country and to seek to involve all of the men in our various churches to do the various ministries that the Brotherhood is charged with.
That's a very tall order, Mr. Lawton.
Yes, it is, but I have some significant help from a number of people. I really depend on the state presidents, and I have 4 vice presidents at the national level, and we try to spread the work out among them. And so it's a challenge, but it's something that we enjoy doing.
Well, that's why I'm here, because you're having the Boys and Men's Conference. That's here at Pilgrim Rest, the 4th annual one that you've had here. What is the impact? What is the total goal? Because so many people, you know, your eyes will lift up when you say Boys and Men's Conference, but we want to make sure that it's what we think it is. Does that make real good sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
And there are 2 aspects, I think, that's going on with the conference here, and I want to congratulate Albert Black, who is the state president here in Texas, and he's also one of my vice presidents, and Leroy Gant, the conference organizer.
Right.
I think there are 2 prongs to the approach to the Men and Boys Conference here. First of all, we want to equip men to become leaders in their family, leaders in their home, and leaders in the community. And then we want to garner relationships with boys, because we know that there are many things that affect boys growing up, many of them coming out of single-parent homes. There are just a number of issues, and so we want them to know that there's someone that they can rely on.
You mentioned the word engage when we were just chatting earlier while the camera was being set up. How are you directly engaging these young people?
Well, we are engaging them by involving with the various churches. We have to work through the churches. We have to have permission of those pastors in those churches and leaders in those churches to bring the boys here to get the information. One of the things, and I wished I had a copy, I have a friend, Ernest Tinsley out of Atlanta, who has just written a book for developing character, and it's directed at young boys. And so they're using that book in one of the classes here in this conference. And so we need to engage boys by letting them know that they need to develop character while they're young. And they've started with young boys here as young as 8 years old, going up through the teen years. We got to reach them down there.
You got to reach
It's
them down
much
there.
more difficult when they are 15, 16, and 17.
There's a major report out right now about the number of people that are going to church. And of course, across the nation, we've dropped down to like 45%. Not only connected with the Catholic problems, but even in the other religions. What do you attribute that to? And how do we start to bring that up, which is what you're obviously doing?
Well, we've got to be able to attract men. We've got to modernize what we're doing. I mean,
Modernize?
Some of the principles that were used, they're still the same, but we've got to box it into a package that's going to be attractive to men today. We've got to be able to get them to want to leave the golf course, leave the fishing,
The football games.
leave the football games,
Right.
and we've got to be able to attract them to get the message that we are wanting to bring out. A key thing in reaching men, I was in the workshop that I did yesterday in Jacksonville, I was reviewing some of the literature, and it talks about if you have an unchurched family, and if you look at if the child in that family is the first one that you can bring to the church, the percentage of getting the rest of that family is significantly low. If you get the mother as the first of an unchurched family, the percentages are still low, about 17%. But if you can reach a man in an unchurched family, bring him to the church, the chances of getting the rest of that family is up around 90%. And that's from the Barna Institute.
From the Barna Institute. My guest is the national president of this conference, Mr. Walton from Kansas City. And we've got a number of other people that we're going to talk to today while you're here. But I want to know real quick, what are your own, going forward, what are you going toward?
We want to reach our boys, that's one. We have been directed by our national president to get involved.
And your national president is?
Dr. Stephen Thurston from
Okay.
Chicago, to get involved in prison ministry. We want to be involved in disaster relief, and we want to be involved in our foreign mission work. So those are 4 objectives that we're trying to do in our national work.
I plan to keep up with you.
Thank you so much. Good to
It's
see you.
Esther Davis with
All
the
right.
national president of the Brotherhood. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'll be right back. Don't go away.